Hello and welcome to the Ultros No Major Glitches Any Percent Guide. Before we get started, it's worth knowing that this game uses load remove times, so the download for the auto splitter and the Discord will be in the description to help you troubleshoot that. So this category, No Major Glitches, primarily bans 3 different glitches. No out of bounds, which is quite self-explanatory, don't go out of bounds. No food duplication, which is also quite self-explanatory. You can duplicate any 2 pieces of food with each other and transform any piece of food into another piece of food, both of which are banned because they ruin the routing of the run. And the third one is the most complex, which is no drop fly. There is a glitch in this game that allows you to gain infinite height by dropping food items from the menu repeatedly. We circumvent this by never dropping items from the menu, so we can never trigger that glitch. And the old route did drop from the menu, but this one will not, so it's completely banned to drop from the menu now. That's pretty much it, so we can just get started straight with the run. I'm going to be on controller, Xbox controller, but it should translate one-to-one for PlayStation and whatever the equivalent control scheme that you're playing with on keyboard. And nothing is restricted to one control scheme, so play on whatever you find comfortable. So we'll start, and a quick note here is that when you delete a file, if you're making a new file, it actually requires that you delete the file twice. There's kind of like a weird bug in the game. But yeah, we can start from a fresh file here. Now, timing for the game doesn't start until after this first cutscene, so take your time skipping this one, but to skip the cutscene, we just press start and then down one and accept whatever that button is for you. And then timing will start after this load screen. So right here. But before we get rushing off, I'll explain some of the basic movement. So walking around in Ultros is actually quite fast. Our character moves pretty fast when she's up to speed. But there's kind of an issue where we take a while to accelerate, right? Like on the ground, we don't exactly get up to speed very quickly. So a lot of the times we'll be moving with slides instead. And the fastest way to slide is called chain sliding. Basically, we cancel our slide with jumps. You can see it on the input display here. There's 2 methods for this. We can either press the jump and slide buttons simultaneously at a rhythm, or you can kind of slide from the slide button to the jump button like I'm doing right here. Find whatever technique works for you, because we're going to be doing this a lot throughout the run. It's kind of the default method of moving around in the game, and it's pretty fast. So, get comfortable with it. Practice it in this first room here. There's some other brief movement tips to talk about. Holding up and doing a dash will actually give you a back dash. It's not really explained when you play the game, so you might have missed it. And that's pretty much it for now in terms of movement. I'll cover the extra movement when we get to it, because we'll be unlocking a lot of the movement as we play through the game. But now though, we can just hold left out of this room, and instantly we get to our first kind of speed trick, which is this ledge. So there's 2 kind of ledge grabs in Ultros. You can grab the ledge by hanging off of it. This ledge isn't tall enough for me to hang right here, but the other kind of ledge grab is this quick ledge grab right here. And you might notice I get like a burst of speed when I quick grab this ledge. And so from our initial starting position, the fastest way to move through this room is just chain slide 3 times to the left, quick grab this ledge, and then hold left. Basically, the quick grab will accelerate us enough for running to be almost up to full speed, and so we don't have to spend time accelerating on the ground. We can just slide right out of this room, climb up here, and there's a shortcut into the parlor room. Now, we want to make our way up to the top right of this room. Doesn't really matter how you do it. And there's a musica in the top right of this room right here. It's not very difficult to grab, but it might take a couple tries. You want to jump at the edge of this ledge and just press your grab button as you reach it. So for me, that's why. And we want to grab this musica and enter the sword room. I'll pick up our sword. There's a cutscene when you grab the sword here, so skip cutscene. And there's another cutscene when you leave this room. We need to kill this pom-pom right here. And it's gonna move even if you take a while in this like room to the right, so it's never going to be in the same spot. It's random. And the strats to kill it quickly are quite difficult. So what I would recommend is just come down here, attack it, and then you're going to get this tutorial prompt, but if you're in the middle of your retaliation, then the retaliation will continue through anyway. You want to get a perfect kill on the pom-pom, but if you don't, it doesn't actually matter. As long as you kill this pom-pom and grab whatever, you know, battered lava or regular lava, it's fine. So we can just make our way through down now. And then we get to chain sliding. You just chain slide everywhere pretty much. Come through this room, 3 chain slides, or 2, and there's a cutscene, and we kill this pom-pom as well. So that's the fastest way of killing a pom-pom. It's 2 stunning attacks, a jump attack, a crouch attack, and then slide through and 1 retaliate. But you can kill it the same way that you killed the first pom-pom, which is just 2 regular swing and slide through and then do the full retaliation. You don't lose much time doing it that way. And then just run through to the right here. In that room, there's a lineup in the background. So I'll run straight through to the right of this room, and then once I reach the edge of this pink like blob on the ground, that's when I do a full jump. I hold jump all the way and land, and then I jump right before I hit the chuckle right there. Skip 1 cutscene here, land on the ground, skip another cutscene, get to the edge of the room, skip another cutscene. And then once these particle effects appear around the edge of the screen, you can skip the last cutscene, and then we start eating the food that we've gotten so far. Grab this Kagamin, don't eat it yet, and we're going to carry this through to the end of this spread. Here we can talk about another speed trick. So after we've broken this floor and slid down here, when we get to the edge of this ledge, we're going to slide off and attack in the opposite direction. So this lets us keep our speed downwards and then travel in the direction that we want. This room can be very difficult to navigate, this next room. When we enter the room, we want to hold left off the platform, and as soon as we hit the ground, we're going to jump, full jump over the first chuckle, and then once we land, we're going to run for a second, and then jump over the second chuckle. I'll demonstrate it now. Like that, and then we can grab this seesaw and come up here. It doesn't really matter if you fail any of this, if you get stuck on one of the chuckles. You just want to avoid getting hit, because that's a pretty major time loss. So just get through the room safely is the primary issue there, and jumping over them is the best way to do it. Sliding through them is inconsistent, so I wouldn't recommend that. You want to just hold left through this room. You can slide off this ledge, turn around and sword slash, and then you'll enter a cutscene with Wallet. You want to skip this cutscene and then open the map, and then we can skip the map cutscene by tabbing up to the other menu tab, and you want to tab specifically to the left here so that you land on this menu, because when we put up the pause menu later, we want to be on this menu. So you can close this, skip the cutscene, and then continue on through. You're gonna probably land on this lip. You just want to turn around and like hold left through this room and then inside up here. In one wide tunnels, we can't chain slide because we can't jump out of our slides, but we can still do faster than regular slides by attacking at the end of them. So we slide and attack, slide and attack. We want this yarn in the middle here. It's pretty much impossible to get it without taking damage while doing it fast, so we're just going to walk into the middle, take damage, grab it, and then walk out. This room has a cutscene trigger at the end of this ledge right here, and so we can eat during the cutscene by sliding, and then shortly after starting our slide we start eating as well. So you do slide and then eat pretty quickly in succession. So the tutorial prompt will come up while we were eating. We just drop down here, charge and attack to break the shield like the tutorial said, attack twice, juggle, and then we can do a pickup slide here, which is just slide and then hit the pickup button. We want to eat this pom-pom, open up the menu, and you should be on the Cortex menu from earlier, and you want to upgrade combo right here and drop kick right here. So you hold left, upgrade combo, go up, upgrade drop kick, and then move on. You holding right through this room is better than chain sliding because of this slope right here. In this room there is a speed strat. where after landing on this first seesaw, you slide off and then jump and land on the second one. Like this. You can land or ledge grab, it doesn't really matter. But if you miss it, don't worry. If you fall down right here, you can just climb up by grabbing this ledge here, grabbing this seesaw, coming up, landing on this platform, jumping on this, and then you want to slide and jump up here. Kill this pom. You have combo now, so either 3 combo hits and a jump attack or 3 slide combo will fully kill a pom. Normally with this one you just want to do a 3-hit combo and then quickly jump and then do a jump attack. You want to grab this pom, eat it straight away. And then in this next room, there's going to be a scuttler. When it jumps initially, you want to hit it with a jump attack. And then you're going to jump up, hit it with another jump attack, and then send it up and right. I'll demonstrate it. So it's jump attack 1, hit it with another jump attack, send it up and right. And that'll kill the boom pang on the wall, so you can pick up both foods right here. You can eat the scuttle shell right here. Select the boom gland for the next room, and then there's a if you miss the killing the boom pang on the wall, just like jump up and kill it with 2 like different attacks over here to get the perfect kill. But yeah, once you've got the boom gland and you're ready for this next room, you're going to enter this next room, slide off the ledge, and then start eating, and you'll be able to walk during your slide because that animation will be interrupted. If you miss it though, just finish the eating and walk to the left right here, grab this ledge, come up here, grab the right ledge, kill this boom with a dive kick and regular jump attack in any order. Eat the second boom gland, open up the menu and unlock 2-step jump. And we're just going to break this wall. The fastest way to break this wall is just 2 regular attacks and the jump attack. Now I have to talk about one of the most important speed tricks in the game, which is a 2-step jump breaking walls, or pseudo-spoken as it's called. If you gather enough speed after a 2-step jump, which is this upgrade, after you've landed your next jump gets extra height, you get the ability to break certain background objects and walls. So with speed here, this next room contains 2 breakable walls, and the fastest way to break them is with a 2-step jump. So if you've just broken this wall right here, well, grab this ledge, 2-step jump once, jump again, 2-step jump, and it will go straight through both of those walls. If you missed that trick, don't worry though, because you can just do 2 regular attacks and a jump attack to destroy those walls. Let me reset this pop-up. We killed this pop the same way we did the previous one. Grab his food. Same thing again. As long as you get perfect kills, you can only afford to miss 1 perfect kill throughout this entire intro sequence. So if you botch 2 kills, you have to reset. And then we're just going to eat both of our pom-pom right here. After eating both of those, we can unlock wall jump. And then eat the Kakamin that we got right at the very start, and we unlock air dodge. And now is the next most important trick in the run, which is ADJ, air dodge jump. The basics of air dodge jump is that we can climb any wall, straight wall, with wall jumps. As doing a wall jump, air dodge, and then jumping again gives us back our height. So we grab the wall, we wall jump, air dodge, jump, and then we can repeat this. I'm holding left the entire time on here. So wall jump, air dodge, jump. And there's a particular rhythm to this. You don't have to be fast between all the inputs. In fact, keeping it nice and slow makes it more reliable. So it's worth practicing just a little bit on this little wall here. There's a second trick to this though. There's a second aspect. When we do a wall jump, the game internally sets a flag that lets us jump after we've done an air dodge. So we can actually store 1 air dodge jump by wall jumping and doing nothing. So the fastest way through this room is to get on this platform, drop down, wall jump, and now we have an air dodge jump stored. So we can come up here, jump, air dodge jump, and grab this ledge, and we've skipped the whole Enraged Moth Beast section of the tutorial. And yeah, it saves upwards of like 30 seconds, so it's definitely worth learning how to do that jump. anytime you have anytime you've done a wall jump, you have an air dodge jump stored. So we just jump, and you can do a 2-step jump right there to gain some extra height, but you don't need it. You clear this ledge by quite a lot with a jump and an air dodge jump. We actually don't need to pick up this ogre minimum. It's only relevant for some really hard final boss strats. So I would recommend skipping picking this up for now. We can just walk right, come up here. You can 2-step jump and then get a quick ledge grab on this little platform right here. And then we just hold right through here. Pod room. You can jump up this little pod slope right here to save some time. It's very minor time save there. And then just 2 attacks and a jump attack. Break the pod. And grab the extractor. Skip the cutscene when you grab an extractor. And that's the first split done. So the first split is quite information dense and you're just getting used to the game, so it's going to be incredibly difficult to get a good feeling for the first split in just a couple of attempts. You're going to have to practice that a lot because there's a lot of enemies to kill, upgrades to get, and some tricks as well. So, and cutscenes to skip. You have to remember where all the cutscenes are. So okay, so start of the trim and split. We can leave the pod room as soon as the loading icon in the bottom right has disappeared for the next room. We can actually skip a cutscene. So as soon as you see the green disappear, skip the cutscene, slide into this emotion gate. It's worth mentioning that some players might not know that the destroying an emotion gate just requires that you've destroyed a pod so far in the cycle. The returner that you pick up from this pod that you just killed doesn't actually do anything. The only reason that we can destroy emotion gates is that we just destroyed a pod. So for the entire run, we'll be able to just destroy any emotion gates. We can slide through here. There's another emotion gate. So here's actually one of the more difficult tricks of the run. We want to leave through the ceiling of this room to avoid cycling. But in order to get enough height, we need to store an air dodge jump. So we will jump on this wall here to store one. And we're going to do a 2-step jump, double jump, and air dodge jump. Like this, and hopefully get through the transition. This is tricky and will probably take you a couple of tries on your first time doing it. I'll demonstrate it again. 2-step jump, double jump. If you grab the ledge like that, it can be tricky to get up. You can make it up with a wall jump, but yeah, you can just reattempt it. Like this. But that's much harder than doing it clean. Ideally, you just get through the transition with the jump. But it's gonna take quite a few attempts to get this. Now demonstrate it one more time. You stole the air dodge jump. You get a 2-step jump, double jump, air dodge jump, and then if we don't make it through the transition, we do another air dodge jump. So wall jump, air dodge jump through the transition. We have to climb this wall using more air dodge jumps. So wall jump, air dodge, double jump, up through here. Because this ledge right here is not grabbable, so we have to clear it with air dodge jumps over here. We just make our way up through this room, grab this ledge. We can skip grabbing the middle ledge and come straight up here. We want to kill this fly in this room, so that's the quickest way to kill the fly. Just make your way up here. And then there's another kind of tricky jump right here. What you want to do is a 2-step jump, wall jump, jump, and dive kick like that. And you'll make it through the transition. There is another way that you could make it up through this transition, which is if you use a air dodge jump like that. But that's actually slower for the next room, but if it's easier for you, then you can use an air dodge jump instead of a drop kick to gain height. To demonstrate this room, I'm just going to kill this spinner because it's going to be annoying. If you transitioned into this room with the dropkick method, then you actually have an ADJ stored here. So we can double jump up and then dropkick up through that transition. And then it's gonna start the cutscene to break the emotion gate that's above us. And then once we transition back into this room, we can spend our air dodge, double jump, and make it back through to transition. So that looks like this. And then if you don't quite make it through the transition with the jump, then you attach to the wall and can make it up. If you didn't transition into this room with a dropkick, so you did the air dodge jump like this, then you break the emotion gate the same way, but you don't have an air dodge jump stored. So you're just gonna jump all the way back down here, and then just double jump over to this wall and air dodge jump up through it. It's not a whole lot of time loss or time difference. And if the spinner gets annoying for you, the chuckle, then just kill him like I did. It doesn't take too much time. It's very annoying to just get hit over and over. You want to transition on the left side of the wall instead of the right, because this ledge is like too high to grab otherwise. So you want to end up here. And we're just going to make our way now to Fastest Legacy to the trimmer. And generally, two-step jump gives us speed every time we do it. So we're going to be running a lot and just doing two-step jumps constantly. So just to the right here. Two-step jump whenever you have time. So do this. If you didn't kill the fly from earlier, you can kill the fly here. You just need to have one fly. The strat in this room is actually to slide off and then instantly sword slash to bonk this wall, and that'll let you fall down between the ledges perfectly. Just run through here in the refinery. And this is one of the largest walls that we have to scale with air dodge jump. All we're going to be doing is just wall jump, air dodge jump, wall jump, air dodge jump, wall dodge, yeah, wall jump, air dodge jump. We just have to get up to the ledge of this wall. So this is a great room to practice your air dodge jumps. You see I can go fast, you can go slow, doesn't really matter, as long as you can get up to this ledge and start doing this tunnel. So this room needs us to break this wall from the wrong side, and the way we do that is using two-step jump like we did earlier. But this time, because we're breaking the wall while walking through this juice, we have to store our speed using a new trick called two-step jump storage. So if we press the Y button or the interact button, it'll make us walk. Doing this while we have two-step jump speed will actually store the properties of two-step jump and let us walk through walls. So we're going to build up speed, jump down here, and then hold Y as we walk through the juice, and we'll walk straight through the wall. I'll show you the inputs now, and then I'll explain them afterwards. So you see how even though we are walking with no speed, because we'd hold Y or the walk button the whole time, we had stored our two-step jump properties and we're able to walk straight through the wall. You can, once you're down here and you press Y, slide and go through the wall quickly, but I just wanted to demonstrate just the storage part of it. So the inputs are, we start on this platform, we're going to do jump once and then two-step jump, double jump to this ledge, double jump, or do a one jump to the right and then two-step jump, turn back, one jump to the left, two-step jump, turn around, press Y. And then we'll walk straight through the blocks. And I'll go over that slower again. So two-step jump to the right. We land on here with speed. We're going to do a one jump to the right, two-step jump to the right, turn around, one jump to the left, and then two-step jump back to the right and press Y. The Y timing is not particularly tricky, but I press it somewhere just before the group normally. That you can see on the input display. I'll do the full inputs at full speed again. Like this, and then we can slide here and break the wall if we want to go quicker. This will take some practice to get used to. It's kind of a strange trick, and it's not the only time we're going to be using two-step jump storage, so get the feeling for it now, and it'll be useful later. I'll demonstrate one more time. And then we slide through the wall. So yeah, once you've figured that out, you can just drop down here. And the easiest way to get through this room is just to drop into the water. You can drop kick off these background objects to get up, or if you like failed that, you know, just wall jump upwards. Just get through here, down here, through this little gap, down through the leaves. I turn to face right and then I face left so I don't ledge grab this, but it's all good if you accidentally ledge grab. Break the pod. And then pick up the trimmer. And then that's the trimmer split done. A refinery split is probably the hardest split in the game for a beginner. It features one trick that you basically only get one chance at, and if you fail it, you're probably going to lose upwards of 40 seconds. But even if you fail the trick, it's still faster than the alt slow route, so it's okay. And this split is also going to introduce to us probably the most important speed tech in the game, though it's not actually necessary to finish the run, called trimmer jumps. Now that we have the trimmer, I'll leave the pod room and then I'll demonstrate what they are. So the trimmer essentially lets us act as a background object wherever we need it to be to drop kick off of. So we can get an infinite height in any room by just trimmer jumping, drop kicking off the trimmer. And the inputs for this are trim downwards, and then shortly after you do the trim input, you want to drop kick, and then after you finish that, you want to recall the trimmer and then repeat it again. It's not a particularly tight timing, but you want to make sure that you don't accidentally recall the trimmer before you've drop kicked off it, otherwise you're gonna like miss. You're gonna drop kick up air, right? It's okay if you don't nail the timing like immediately. Where you add these to your run is completely optional. Basically every room that has any sort of verticality to it has both a air dodge jump strategy and a trimmer jump strategy. So you can add them in any room where you feel comfortable doing them, and then just do the safe strat in any rooms where you don't. So this immediately is a room where we could trimmer jump out. So the trimmer jump strat here is to kind of jump up on this edge, trim the plants away, and then just trimmer jump up and out of the room. But if you're not comfortable trimmer jumping, you can just double jump and then drop kick to gain height and grab this ledge from out here. So I'll demonstrate that again real quick. From this ledge, you just double jump. You don't have to do two strips there, but it can make it easier. And likewise, this room also has trimmer jump strats, so you can trimmer jump twice to get through the transition and then double jump and grab the ledge. But failing that, you can air dodge jump twice and then just wall jump, and that'll grab the ledge for you. So I'll demonstrate that strat again because I think it's a little bit easier. Yeah, just wall jump and grab this ledge. You might also just climb this left wall with air dodge jumps. You might want to do that, but the transition can make it awkward because the transition will reposition you to the middle of this like transition, and then you'll find it difficult to get back to the ledge to climb up higher. So I'd recommend transitioning with the wall jump or the trimmer jump. So we make it through here. We can just chain slide through the group. Chain sliding is fast underwater. Make it over this melon. I like to drop kick off the background object there, and then you can either trimmer jump up here or like wall jump up to this little ledge here, and we're going to go through this transition. So this room is quite tricky. We want to clip through this floor to enter the toilet to take us to the refinery. But in order to do that, we have to make it up there and then do a series of inputs to actually get the clip. So the air dodge jump strategy is to grab this ledge. So if you're coming into the room, then you just want to like turn around and grab the ledge like this. You're gonna wall jump, double jump, air dodge jump, and then you're going to grab the left wall at the top there, and then you just kind of want to stall up there with wall jumps until the camera pans upward. So I'll demonstrate that real quick. So we're just doing wall jumps, and then the camera's going to pan up, and then after we've grabbed the wall, we're going to do the same inputs we're doing now, ABA, but we're going to do them really fast. So we're going to do jump, air dodge, jump, but really fast after we've grabbed the wall. So like that. You can also get up to that wall using trimmer jumps. Any way that you have of grabbing that little wall and then stalling with air dodge jumps works fine. And you don't have to stall for as long as I did. I was just, demonstrating that once you're up there, you're safe. So yeah, I like to slide from A to B to A when I'm clinging to the wall, and then that'll clip you up there. Whatever you do, do not destroy the blocks at the bottom of that room. And if you don't destroy them, you'll have infinite retries of that trick. So if you do destroy the blocks, then the run's not over, but it's very difficult to recover from that. And I won't demonstrate the recovery because it's way harder than just getting the trick. This is actually the hard trick of the split if you're a beginner though. We want to make it, we're on the roof right now, and we need to make it to a platform directly below us. So the easy way, or the simplest way, is just to run across the roof. And then mid-air trimmer jump up. But obviously if you fail any of those trimmer jumps, then you get sent to the bottom of the refinery, and you lose a lot of time at the bottom. I'll show you the backup if you do fall, don't worry, it's not run over. But we really want to avoid going to the bottom of the refinery. So if you're not confident in trimmer jumps, there is a safe strat. So the other strategy for this room, we're still going to move to the left here from the start. But when we get here, we want to store an air dodge jump, so just wall jump off this wall to store one. And you want to grab the edge, and we're going to drop down off the edge, double jump, turn left, and then spend our air dodge jump to grab a ledge. So I'll demonstrate that. Like that. If you miss the ledge, don't worry, you'll fall down and you can still spam air dodges and you'll make it to this wall where you can climb back up with air dodge jumps. And take your time on this because as slow as you go on this wall, it's still faster than falling. Okay, so let's say that you fell. So you messed up the strategy, you forgot to store your air dodge jump, whatever it might be. You fell to the bottom of the refinery. You can trimmer jump all the way back up there, but if you fell in the first place, then you're probably not confident enough in your trimmer jumps to be able to make it back up there. So instead we have to go through the main body of the refinery tower, and there's some pretty annoying jumps in here, and it's quite slow, but if you just want to finish your runs, this is how you do it. You gotta grab this, you want to plant this here. Developer intended solutions. And then you can wall jump or trimmer jump up here. I like to do a late air dodge jump here because that you need quite a lot of distance. Get up here, and then this jump is quite tricky. So what I'd recommend you do once you're here is you actually want to kill. There's an enemy on the top of you right here, and you want to get him. You want to store a wall jump, do step jump, double jump, air dodge jump, and then you want to kill him because he's going to make it really annoying to progress in my experience. And you can either hit him like that, or you can use the trimmer where you're on the wall. So like that. And you can like you just saw me doing, you can refresh uses of the trimmer by opening up the menu while you're on the wall. after you've done one trim, you notice that even if you press trim, you can't trim while on the wall, but by pulling up the menu and switching off and back onto trimmer, you can trim again. So yeah, after you've killed the enemy, you can store your wall jump here, add a jump, do this pretty tricky jump. And then you want a lot of height here because you can't grab that ledge from with the goop. And then the safe thing here is the trimmer jump because you don't want to fall down this gap, but you can wall dodge jump up here, wall jump air dodge up here, and then once you're here, you've actually reached the point that you would have gotten if you succeeded in the trick. So if you succeeded with the trick, you know, you'll be here, you just run through here, and then I jump straight over to this platform, like just jump, but you can take it slow if you want. Once you're here, so climbing up these diagonal goops can be quite troublesome. The fastest way is literally just a trimmer jump this whole way up and ignore them. But we can climb this without trimmer jumping. So you want to land pretty high up on this platform. So, and then you want to turn around and then hold up and mash backdash. And backdash will get you up there. So 2-step jump, turn around, hold up, mash backdash. Now let me show it one more time. And that's the refinery swip pretty much. There's always a cutscene here. There isn't currently a way that is known that reliably skips the cutscene in this route. It's kind of inconsistent whether this room forces you to watch the cutscene or not, but yeah, you're going to be forced to watch the cutscene, skip the cutscene, and just come to the right here. You also you wouldn't normally have this this boomerang, so I'm going to get rid of it and break the pad. Pick up the sprayer, and that's refinery. So you don't want to switch off of the sprayer, you want to keep the sprayer selected, because as soon as you leave this room, there's going to be a cutscene that you can skip. And then you can hold the extractor button and just walk to the left, and that will satisfy Bronzon for his cutscene, and then you can switch to trimmer. If you don't do this, Bronzon will get you in a cutscene loop, and it's really annoying. So just leave. And then if you can trimmer jump, then you can leave this room with just trimmer jumps up here. And that's the fastest way to leave refinery. But if you don't want to trimmer jump, then it's still quite easy. You store a air dodge jump here, and then 2-step jump, double jump, air dodge jump, and you grab the ledge. You should be carrying around a Diptera from earlier on in the game. Your last chance to get one is now. You can kill this fly and get one. You need to have one because we're going to eat it right now. We're going to slide off and eat on this edge, and then while you're falling, switch back to the sprayer. You want to spray these two plants together, grab this hex troop, come back, grab this hex troop, and then just eat both. And then unlock quick follow-up, which will be in the right middle right here. We can switch back to trimmer and make our way out. 2-step jumping just to build speed in this big room. There's going to be a cutscene at the end here. You can just skip it. So this room, another one where there's trimmer jumps or wall jumps. So the trimmer jump shot is very easy, or very simple rather. You just trimmer jump up through, and there's a transition at the top of this room. If you don't want to trimmer jump, it's still quite easy. You actually want to like come over here, wall jump your way out of this scoop. You're gonna have to delay your wall jump right here because there's a lip on this platform. and grab this. But once you're up here, you just store a air dodge jump, 2-step jump, double jump, air dodge jump, and you'll grab this wall. I mean, or jump up. So whichever way is easier for you. Once you're here, there's a couple ways you can leave the room. So you can keep wall dodge jumping. You can just double jump and dive kick, and if you're good, that'll hit the transition for you. Or you can just trim a jump out, or 2-step jump, double jump. Basically, you just get height and leave that room. And now that we're in Pantheon of Stars, you just want to hold left here. You can do some 2-step jumps to build speed. At the bottom of the staircase, you want to be careful not to do your slide input too early, otherwise you'll get an air backdash. Basically, when you move from stairs to flat ground, you'll be airborne for a couple frames, which will give you, your slide input will give you air backdash, which is really slow. So make sure you're at the bottom of the stairs and then do your slide input. Break these blocks, come left. Release left mid-air here so you don't accidentally get onto a platform and keep holding left through this room. It's just left all the way through this room. If you lose your speed, then you might not be able to make this jump, but you can land down here and double jump here. The scale can be annoying, but you know, make your way around him. In this room, I actually kill my speed on this platform by tapping right, because I want to get the quick ledge grab right here. If you come through this room with a lot of speed, then you can get that, which is fine, but it's slow for the next room. So I like to, on the platform, tap right to kill my speed, and then quick ledge grab. The next room we're going to be using 2-step jump to break some more blocks, using the storage method that I described earlier. The inputs, this is actually the easiest one in the game. Once we transition the room, we're just going to jump once, 2-step jump when we land, hold Y sometime during the jump, it's not strict, and then once you land, just slide. So I'll demonstrate that now. Like that. This one's very easy, but if you do mess up, then it actually becomes quite hard to build speed, and the backup is honestly just harder than the trick. So I would recommend new players just restart from last save if they mess up, because you get more practice in that way, and it's really not that much slower. The split's quite short, so yeah, if you fail and this wall closes in on you and you didn't break the blocks, just feel free to restart. But the trick is quite easy, so hopefully you don't mess it up. Another thing to note about ledges, similar to stairs, if you try and slide during the ledge grab animation, you will get an air backdash. So make sure your ledge grab is finished before you start sliding through this shaft, otherwise you will waste a bunch of time doing this and get stuck. So finish the ledge grab, then start sliding. You just want to chain slide through this room. Chain slide all the way to the left. And we make it to the host. So the cutscene will start once I take another step forward here. We're going to use mainly jump attacks and quick follow-ups to kill the host. Ideally, we only kill him in one cycle, which means that we hit him, he gets knocked down, he throws one ball, we throw the ball back at him, and then we kill him. The way that we kill the ball is with regular attack, quick follow-up, and drop kick. So I'll demonstrate what a fight should look like. So you can skip this cutscene. When he lands right here, you can get an attack and a quick follow-up, but sometimes you don't have time for the quick follow-up, but it's free damage. When the ball comes, attack, quick follow-up, drop kick, and then you can just do jump attack, quick follow-up. Like that. And that's a quick host kill. Break the pod, skip the cutscene, and grab yourself the analyzer. And that's Pantheon of Stars. The garden split is actually the easiest split in the game and the shortest. in the pod room, you want to already switch to trimmer and just start chain sliding out of this room. Chain sliding is actually better than two-step jump here because this transition will kill your speed. We can slide attack off that ledge, slide attack on this one, slide into the gate. Doesn't matter if you do all that, just make your way down here. Chain slide through here. More chain slides. Don't hold left into the wall, otherwise you'll get a wall grab that you don't want. Ball all the way down through this room. It's pretty simple. And then just start trimming away at the garden. It'll take some time to get used to where the staccati actually is, but you know, it's all pretty easy. You just trim the direction of the brambles and move. Break these blocks, and then during this transition, as soon as it's done loading, so as soon as the icon in the bottom right is finished, you can skip a cutscene and then double jump mid-air, and you'll actually grab the hold left, double jump, grab double jump, and you'll grab a platform mid-air. So skip cutscene, double jump, and then you're on a platform. You can actually grab this platform if you're quick, but small time save. Just trim away, then break the pod. You can use the trimmer to get an extra hit on the pod, and it's like a tiny bit faster. And then come through here, grab the extractor, and then grab this map, and use the same trick we did earlier, where you can skip the map cutscene by changing the cortex menu, then change the trimmer, and that's garden split. Garden was the easiest split, but now it's time for lake, which is the hardest section of the game. And normally we actually split the lake into two different splits. So there's one split for when you reach the entrance, and then one split for when you break the pod. The entrance split is less hard than the lake itself, so thankfully this is the easy part. When we leave the pod room, there's actually, you can go the vanilla way, which is to break this emotion gate, and then like you can navigate the entire garden the way back up the intended way, but that's slow. So the fastest way out of this room is to trimmer jump, quick follow up, and double jump to grab the sledge, which looks cool and it's very fast. If you can't do that though, then you can still just, well, you'll be forced to break this gate if you get too close, but you can just jump up here, trim away at this part as you run through. Ideally don't get hit, so run through here, and then with speed you're gonna double jump and grab that wall at the top over there, and then wall jump, and that'll transition you. So I'll demonstrate what it looks like with speed. Wall jump, and then we hit the transition. So this trick is called Where You Came In, and it's basically leaving the garden using only this room instead of doing the crisscross. The fastest way is to just jump up, trim the plant above you, and then start just trimmer jumping up. But that is quite difficult, not just because it's many trimmer jumps, but also the staccati won't always be in the same position after you trim them. So you kind of have to navigate and move around your trimmer jumps as you react to the staccati, which is quite advanced. You can just wall jump after you trim the staccati above you. Just start wall jump up. You might have to do some trims while you're on the wall, but you know, it's not too bad. And then just wall jump, grab the sledge. The rest of the jumps are significantly less hard than this first one though, so you can just trim above you, double jump, grab the sledge. Trim above you again, double jump, grab the sledge. Then make your way out. Easy peasy. Trim. Sometimes some of the staccati are really annoying, and then sometimes you just get through without getting hit. That's just how it is. So you can, when you're leaving through this hole in the ceiling, you can wall jump up here, but the fastest way is the trimmer jump, but even if you can't trimmer jump, you can actually use this background flower, so you can drop kick, double jump, and then grab this edge. Just come to the left here, through this crawl space, and then jump attack plus quick follow up is the quickest way to break this block, so that's what I'll do. Make your way over here. There's going to be a cutscene here, just skip the cutscene and hold left. And you can chain side here as well. Two-step jump or chain side, it's pretty much the same speed. Here there's a cute slide attack turnaround that you can do, so if you're far enough to the right of this platform, then you can slide up, and then you can actually dodge this jump pad, so I'll try and get it. It's quite difficult though, so there we go. But it doesn't matter if you hit the jump pad, you know, just don't accidentally jump yourself up with it. Come down. Retracing familiar steps here, so it's kind of the similar strats as before. This is the same thing as the stairs from Stars, so don't try and slide too early on this, otherwise you'll get a airback dash like that. So wait until you're at the end, then slide attack, then slide attack. The chuckle room can be done the same way as before, but you can also do it faster. And the fast strat is just quite easy. You jump once over the first one, two-step jump over the second one. And it looks like you cut it really close to that second enemy, but it's actually quite hard to hit it. So, but you can also do it the same way you did it earlier. Just get through that room without getting hit. Come through. Same rooms as before. But now we trim the stick out of your way. And you can break, the fastest way to break these blocks is still with jump attack quick follow up. And then boom. That's the entrance, so that's the next bit. Lake proper is probably the most technical split in the game, so I'm going to go over a lot of different strategies that you can use, and hopefully give some useful advice to getting through it consistently. Immediately we just like come down here, and the fastest way to go through Lake is actually to do a wall break here. But it actually requires that you use either analog stick and D-pad to keep speed, so you hold left on analog stick and hold right on the D-pad, or vice versa. And you alternate between holding each of them to build speed, and then two-step jump. Or you can come through this other crawl space. So if you just side attack through here, you can double jump, grab the sedge, but if you get stuck in the pool, then just you can grab it with a two-step jump, double jump, come down here. And the reason that the fast way is faster is because you skip watching this cutscene, and this cutscene sucks because it's not actually skippable, so you have to wait out the whole cutscene. And the fast way will be coming from this side over here behind the gate. Down in this transition is the first Dark boss fight of 3. Thankfully the game makes a quick save before all 3 of them, so you get to practice each one of them on their own. You can actually drop down without the fight starting immediately. And what we're going to do to quick kill the Dark, you have to attack and trim at the same time to start their dialogue. This first Dark is going to have 4 dialogue boxes that you mash through. And then after the 4th dialogue box, attack once, slide under their attack and charge a crouch attack, release the crouch attack, and then quick follow up, and that should kill the Dark. So this is what it should look like. I actually missed one attack there, but the trimmer got enough hits for it to kill anyway. But yeah, that's generally what a fast start looks like. I can demonstrate again because there's a quick save here. So switch back to trimmer, drop down, attack and trim, mash 4 times, slide through, charge, crouch attack, quick follow up. Yeah, the attack before or after the 4th dialog box is optional, but on the 3rd Doric it's almost always required to actually get the quick kill, because the 3rd Doric only has 1 dialog box. And so does the 2nd one, but the 2nd one is in a really great spot for us to bounce trimmer a lot. So one more time for this Doric. Attack and trim, 4 dialog boxes, attack once, slide through, charge, crash attack, quick follow up, quick kill. And then we just hold right for a while through these rooms. 2-step jump to build speed. Slide into the motion gate. And then you want to use the regular attack and open follow up to break that wall. Hold right through these blocks. And then drop down into this gap right here. You want to... So we want to break these blocks using a 2-step jump. And the easiest way to do that is just build speed on the bottom here, using alternating between analog stick and D-pad to build speed, or WASD, right, arrow keys for keyboard. And then once you're at a decent enough speed, just hold in one direction and 2-step jump to the right. There's another way of building speed that I haven't talked about, where you don't have to alternate between 2 directions. You can just use the D-pad for the whole thing. You grab a ledge like that, and then turn around off the ledge, and that would actually be enough speed to break the ledge. So break the blocks rather. So grab the ledge, and then that. Because the ledge grab gives you a burst of speed, so if we turn around during the ledge grab, we'll keep the speed on the ground. But I actually think that's a little bit harder than just building speed on the ground by alternating between analog stick and D-pad. If you can't get any of this to work, then the vanilla way through is actually fine. Skip the ball, don't use the... We're not going to do any of the ball puzzles, but you can just make your way through and land straight on it. Don't go there, that's a shortcut. But yeah, here. And this is where you'd be if you broke the blocks, and then you can just fight the boss. So drop down. Same thing again, but this, we have to turn around to trim this one, so attack and trim. 1 dialog box, slide through, charge, catch, attack, quick follow up. But this one always gets stuck in the corner, so you get a lot of hits in with both of them. Oh, when you get stuck in the quick follow up, let me demonstrate it. When you get stuck like this, you can leave this stuck animation by sliding. So this room is called Middle Doric Escape, or this strategy. We want to leave the way we came in, so you can just wall jump up here. Once you're inside this like shaft, you can just do like regular wall jumps. No glitches here, just, you know, wall jump up between the walls. I'll demonstrate that again. So yeah, once the other wall is there, you can't do your standard air dodge jumps, but you can just wall jump like you might do in a casual playthrough. The fast way out of this room is with trimmer jumps, but these trimmer jumps are probably the hardest in the game because you have to turn around between each of them. So the best way to learn this is actually just to watch the input display. I slide from left to right, so because I want to face left and move to the right between each jump. But that's very advanced. If you can do that, I'd be very impressed. But that's the fastest way out. Middle Doric. Trimmer jump up here, or wall jump up to this platform. Same thing with this one. And then you can just double jump, drop kick through this transition. Or 2-step jump, double jump also works. Come up through here. Grab this broken speed and break these blocks. And then just keep running to the right. Those blocks normally aren't there. These blocks are only here if you restart from last save at any point during lake, but don't worry, they don't really slow you down, you just run straight through them. Slide into this gate. We're gonna do another wall break in the room below. So what I'm gonna do is hold left until I'm just about to hit a head, and then start holding right on the analog stick, let go of left on the D-pad, and then do a two-step jump. So I'll demonstrate that. And you get through. Come through here, slide attack off this, slide through this. And then this is the hardest arc to get the quick kill on. It's going to have one dialog box, and you absolutely need to get the attack after it. So it's attack and trim, close the dialog box, attack again, then slide through and charge your catch attack. Like that. It's okay if you don't kill with a quick follow-up, just, you know, do a slide combo, do a regular combo, just kill them how you would normally kill them. There's no fast trick to killing these guys other than the quick kill, so just get it done if you miss the quick kill. This is right Doric escape, which requires knowing how to trimmer jump. If you don't want to trimmer jump at all, then the vanilla escape is also very fast anyway, so don't worry, just come through this way. Trim the staccati. And then this is where the escape would lead you to anyway, so it's only a couple seconds. But if you want to go for a right Doric escape, then here's my method. I do a regular jump, two-step jump, trimmer jump, turn around, trimmer jump, grab the wall, refresh trimmer using the menu. So if you go to returner and then back to trimmer, you can trimmer jump again, and then that'll transition you. If you don't make it up, just trimmer jump again with the menu. So I'll demonstrate this again. You can also trimmer jump or drop kick off this background object to get into position, but that's way harder. So double jump, two-step jump, trimmer jump, turn around, trimmer jump, double jump into the hole, and then once you're here, you're kind of safe. So you just menu back to the trimmer, trimmer jump once, menu back to the trimmer, trimmer jump again. And one more time. That one made it up in one trimmer jump, which is nice, that's fast. But this requires some finesse to know how to do, because you have to, it's quite difficult to fit into this hole like that. Sometimes you'll bonk and you won't have enough time. So that takes a lot of practice, but the practice is quite easy because it's not a one-time thing. You can do it as many times as you want. You also don't have to turn around. You can find your own way of doing this. I know I'm the only person who does it this way, so mess around, find a fast escape, and if you can't do it, then the vanilla way is not that slow, so don't worry. You can trimmer jump up through here again to leave, or header jump. Same thing here. Back the way we came. There's a long straightaway here, so two-step jumps build up a lot of speed. Turn around here. Chain slide. Be careful not to slide too soon when you land on this platform, otherwise you'll get an accidental air dodge. I've had that happen so many times. Chain slide, slide turn around. And then the easy way through this room is just to hold left off this platform like I just did. So you land on it, just hold left, jump here. And normally this Ogre Moon is in the way if you didn't restart from last save, so you have to trim away this Ogre Moon, but it's no big deal. Quick pull up the pod, and then that's leg split. Grab the splicer, skip cutscene, and you're done, and you're ready for the rest of the split. After picking up the splicer, you want to change to trimmer if you're going to trimmer jump in the next room. You actually don't need to do this splicer puzzle. You can navigate the platforms here without splicer. So you watch the tutorial, fly through. If you're gonna triple jump, just triple jump up through. But if you don't want to triple jump, then jump up here, store a add a jump, and then two-step jump, double jump, add a jump, and you'll land on the platform. Then you can platform up or triple jump up. And same thing with this wall, you can add a jump up, triple jump up. And there's going to be a cutscene that tries to play when you leave this room, but you can skip that. There's also another cutscene, and the trigger is like on the ground near the statue, so we can actually avoid the cutscene trigger. And the method I do is I jump attack the trimmer and quick follow up, so I avoid the cutscene trigger like that. You can also just jump over it, but that gives you a nice long jump. So, and if you hit the trigger, it's only like a second. So we just ride the spray gun up here. Sometimes you break this wall and you just fall down again. It's okay, that just happens. Just make your way back up. Cutscene in this room. This one you can skip once the dialogue has faded in, so you wait for the screen to stop shaking and then you skip the dialogue. And then we're in the umbilical cord room. So normally you'd go down and grab the network, but we can actually skip getting the network at all with the living network skip, which, you know, is aptly named. You want to attach yourself to the right spray gun up here and then run all the way up to the top. So you're pressed right up against the top wall right here. You're going to press jump to detach, and then you're going to drift to the right, but you don't want to drift so far to the right that you reattach to the spray gun. So like this. And then when you transition, you're going to tap right again and drop kick. And you'll clip through onto the other side of the wall that you were on. Come up through here. You can just jump up. There's actually a platform right here. It's a semi-solid platform. And then just double jump, grab the ledge. You want to build speed in this room because there's going to be a jump that requires speed in the next room. So two-step jumps. And then this jump, if you have speed, you will get a quick ledge grab. So I'll restart from last save and demonstrate what it looks like with speed. You'll completely clear the ledge or get a quick ledge grab. Either way, keep your speed through this room. Cutscene in this room. Just jump up to the right. And we want to go up, so you can either jump up here or just triple jump from the bottom right here. Through here. Ignore the scuttler and then just scale this wall. Triple jumps, adder jumps. Through the tunnel. And this is the quickest way to get thrust done. And grab thruster for thruster split. In thruster split, there is going to be a cutscene as soon as you leave the pod room. So once the loading is finished, skip cutscene. You don't want to change it off of thruster, so because we take this ride up. And just leave Rotten Orchid the way you came in. You can build some speed with two-step jumps down here. Now, if you like mess up this jump and end up in the water and you start breaking the immersion gate, you can actually cancel the animation with thruster. So if that happens to you, don't worry, you don't lose much time at all because you just cancel it with thruster. Just take thruster up to the top of the umbilical cord. Near the top, the game has issue transitioning Ouija properly in this room. So just before we reach the top, when the camera stops panning, you want to release just before you transition the room. So like that, and you'll get a burst of height. If you don't release, then I'll try and demonstrate what happens. Actually, I got decent height there, but sometimes when you don't release, the transition is just doesn't work. So you can release before you hit the transition, or if you didn't spend a double jump, then you can release and then double jump through, and you'll get height. And just come up to the center. Cutscene as soon as you land from the thruster. Press Y on the center console, then skip cutscene. Then just change that to the final boss. Skip cutscene. Final boss is split into 3 phases. In the first phase, she only has 2 attacks. She can sweep and she can explode. We really want her to do sweeps, and we don't want her to do teleports in between sweeps because every teleport loses time. And the explosions also kind of loses time. The main way we're going to hit her is with jump attack and then quick follow up. But we cannot get a quick follow up off usually if she does an explosion. So she's gonna, as soon as you see her like reel back her arm like this, she's gonna do a swoop. The ideal thing you want to do when she swoops is jump attack, quick follow up, and then do another jump attack, quick follow up, or just another straight up quick follow up. You can cancel the startup of an attack into quick follow up. So yeah, jump attack, quick follow up is the best thing that you can look for after she swoops. You want to hit with the jump attack quite late, so we're going to do the jump attack and then land on top of her with the jump attack. If you do the jump attack too early, then the quick follow up actually sends you the wrong way, and that's pretty awful because you don't really get any damage in, and she can give you like worse patterns. She can do teleports, explosions, whatever. So that's kind of the best thing you're gonna do after a sweep. Jump attack, quick follow up, quick follow up. So teleports, and then she can do like a maximum of like the 3 teleports. There's no way of telling how many teleports she's gonna do, so you just sit here, wait for the swoop. And then it takes 2 jump attacks and 3 quick follow-ups to kill her. So that's relevant if you get an extra jump attack in for the explosion. But it's normally always going to take that amount of time. Phase 2 is the most complex phase of Qualia. That's what we're on now. She has bolts, which is the worst attack that she can do in this boss fight. Bolts will cause you to lose like 10 seconds, and it's kind of random. She can also essentially go straight into the balls attack, where she spawns like 2 balls on the side. That one is pretty good. The earlier she does that, the better, because she's kind of stuck doing that until the balls explode, but we can kill her before the balls explode every single time, so that's easy. But normally what she's going to do at the start of this phase is just like attack us. And so you can do a jump attack, quick follow up, or you can do or you can attack her and retaliate. So I'll do the attack and retaliate if she chooses to attack you at the start here. Yeah, she attacks. You attack back. And then you can do the same thing again if she attacks again. Keep repeating it. That's like the luckiest phase 2 you could possibly get, to be honest. She didn't even do any attacks other than the basic attack. I'll show you some footage here of what to do when the other patterns come, because you won't get that pattern like ever. That's the best pattern you can get. So the third phase is probably the simplest because we're not actually attacking her directly. However, there is a trick to skip the first attack. So she alternates between spawning balls and doing lasers in the third phase. She's going to start with lasers, but we can actually do enough damage to her at the very start of this phase to skip the first laser attack. So it's going to play the little cutscene where she's like on the ground and then the Ultros in the back kind of like explodes or whatever. As soon as we regain control of our character, you just want to hold right towards her, or if she's on the left of you, hold left. Just go towards Qualia. And then once you're in range for a basic like standing attack, you just standing attack and then quick follow up. And it's very easy. It's not, you know, strict at all, and that'll skip lasers, and it's like the biggest possible time save that you can get that isn't random on the final boss. So I'll demonstrate that. So we're gonna regain control, just hold right towards her, attack, quick follow up, and then she won't do lasers. She'll go straight into spawning balls, and the balls, they spawn in random locations, they move in random directions. Once they're in range for you to hit them, just jump attack them to juggle them, and then jump attack again to actually send them towards Qualia. So we got one good ball right here and one bad ball. You can also do an up attack to juggle the ball like I just did. And it's 2 balls, and that's phase 3. If you do get lasers, then it will take more balls to kill her in phase 3, but you know, there's no tricks or complexity, just hit the balls towards her. If she is knocked down in phase 2 very far away from the center of the screen, then the balls are going to spawn quite far away from her, and it's going to be dreadful. You want to end phase 2 somewhat near the center of the screen. It's not very strict though. The times where phase 2 ends too far to the left or right are extremely uncommon. And if you do miss with the balls, sometimes the balls just go through her. That happens in this boss. You will lose time randomly to things outside of your control. That's just how the boss goes. There is, I suppose, this 4th and final phase, but it's just entirely scripted. She's going to knock you away. Just chain slide towards her in the middle here, and then once you're really close, do a slide attack and then quick follow up, and like a couple hits of the quick follow up should kill her. I think 3 hits, and then it's just cutscene. So skip cutscene, skip cutscene, skip cutscene. Right, that's not right there, but yeah, the 3, and then hold this, and there's going to be a cutscene after you've finished holding down the true returner right here. So cutscene here. There's another cutscene here, but it's actually unskippable when we cycle. And funny enough, this is actually the first cycle of the run, so the game actually comes up with the wake up text at the bottom of the screen that normally comes up when you cycle for the first time. But obviously, we can just slide twice to the left from where you start, speak to the gardener, skip cutscene, enter the pod, slide up to this pod, skip cutscene, and then skip cutscene again. And that's time on the game. Hopefully that was useful to you for learning Ultros any %. I know that this guide is kind of all over the place. There's a lot of random edits, but the game doesn't have save states. It's quite hard to record each thing individually. So I tried my best, and hopefully the input display and the going over some of the easier strats in every room is enough to get you through a run. If you have any like more detailed questions, then join the Discord and ask me a question in the Discord, because I can help you with any trick in the run, and so can Anaki as well probably. So there are people to help and to troubleshoot things like auto splitter issues. So thank you for watching.